Hello, good day. You're welcome. I'm Abdullah from Tech and STEM tutorial. So in today's video, we'll be taking you through. First of all, I welcome you all to Tech and STEM tutorial coding bootcamp. So now in this tutorial, in this video, we'll be making an introduction to what we have in terms of communication. So now we have some basic terms in learning to code. So now the world is now a digital space. I mean, when you talk about the digital space, it's more of like a space in which you find yourself, and it's required digital skill for you to be able to eat, for you to be able to do one or two things. We assume that. But digital skills are now necessary. Digital skills are now required of you for you to be able to make it up. Now, digital skills include you having skills like content writing, technical writing, email marketing, social media marketing and management, web development and design, UI US, project manager, and lots of them. So now we enroll for you enroll your kids here and we teach your kids. So now we have what we go into the world of coding, yeah, world of programming. So in the world of programming, we have what is said to be coding. Yes. So now, first, let's talk about this our outline. Meaning of programming language. What is programming language? What is programming? The difference between programming language and coding. So people will just be amazed at what's the difference between programming and coding. What's exactly the difference? We'll be taking you through it. So now, introduction to web development and how does websites work. The website you see, you click on, you type in www.facebook.com, and later you're able to see Facebook. You log in and you're able to see your end. So now we are going to explain it in this video. Please get seated and let's listen up. Thanks. So now the next thing we have here is meaning of programming language. Programming language are a set of rules defining how to write code. These rules bring machine language closer to human language. It's easy to think of a language computer understand. So now our computer are said to be dummy, like the one they do have in boutique. So now for dummy, autonomy will always stay where you put it, just like the first unit of motion. Every object contains a straight line of motion. So now your computer will always be where exactly you put it. Without you not pressing line, it's not going to show now. I'm presenting a PowerPoint to you now. If I did not press anything, unless I have already programmed it or automate it, it's going to work. But if I right now, if I did not press anything, nothing is going to show up. So now, programming language, we know our language there, we said they are dummy, like the one in boutique. If we slap a dummy have nothing to do. If the winds come and blow off the dummy, it has nothing to do. Yes, but how are we going to save the dummy? How are we going to interact with them? So whenever they are in danger, they'll be able to escape. So now your computer is a dummy, but your computer can't works. But there is a way in which you can care for your computer and for you to work with it. So computer did not understand the language we understand as in Nigeria or any part of the world. We have it to be Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, Fulani, any of the one, but computer do not understand it. So me speaking to my computer, hello computer, how are you? Computer has nothing to reply because the only language in which you understand is 0 and 1. 0 1. So for example, now I have to write the code 0101110110, and after writing it, when you want to print it for me, it's going to print plus. I mean addition. So now when you have addition, so all this long thing I've written, we have it in our number base, binary, hexadecimal, decimal, octa, and lots of them. So now this programming language make it easy for us, for human, to learn computers and to learn the language of computer. And when they learn the computer language, we'll be able to interact with them for them to tell, okay, do this for us, do this for that. So now, do you not think that we are interacting with the 0 and 1 codes? No, we're not doing the binary. Here we write codes that really works, code that function, and code that interacts with user. So it's easy to think of a language computer understand. We have different varieties of language computer understand. So we have the one which are said to be basic, COBOL. We have HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React.js, Node.js, PHP, Laravel, Python, and lots and multiple of them. Now because the world is now a digital space, it's involving rights only. When you do not have a digital skills, you can't be able to interact. So now let's move to the next slide. What we have in our next slide is what exactly is coding. Can you see the question, what is coding? So now, coding is the process of creating instruction for computer using programming language. Computer code are written and are used to program websites. So your website is seeing, you just go to any website and you're able to see the website. So now computer code we're able to write that. Application and other technology we react with in our day-to-day activities. So just imagine, he said it's computer code. That means we're the one that writes computer, and for us to access the computer code, we actually have to use the computer's device, which is just to be the ICT gadget. So coding is the use of programming language to give computer a set of instruction on what action to perform, on what you want it to do. When you code, it's giving you a set of instruction. So now, for coding is a part of programming. Coding is a part of programming. So coding and programming are never the same. Yes, let's go to the next slide. So now, what is programming? Programming is the process of writing instruction for computers to perform a specific task. The one is for it to just display. For coding is just for it to display some number. But here we have it to perform a specific task. So now I double click on the app and it's open. I click to the left, it show me the next thing. So now this instruction might crunch computer some numbers, modify text, look up information in file, or communicate with other computer. So now we need to know that anytime we are working on our system, we are said to be more of like a local champion, or we are using it on our local PC. They are said to be local unless we connect to the internet. So anything you write, any line of code you write from anywhere in the world, on writing it, you are going to just be on local. It will be safe on your device. You yourself will be feeling, unless you host it, you send it to the platform, you send it to the internet where people will be able to see. So now that's what we have in programming. So now let's go to the next slide. The difference between coding and programming. So now let's here come the amazing question we've been asking. Difference between programming and coding. So now the difference is, let's use this mathematical explanation. Let's say we have two sets. Yes, set A and B. So for set A we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And for set B we have 1, 2, 3. So now with the above example, we know that B is a proper subset of A, which means that every element of set B is included in set A. That means that A is the father to B. Set A in the above example is a programming, and why B is said to be coding, because coding is part of programming. Let's move. What is web development? So now web development is the building and maintenance of website. So it works behind the scene for these are the code in which you write behind the scene, that you might write your code, you might be developing your code or your application from Nigeria, and on developing it, people throughout the world will be able to access it. Maybe when you deploy it as a code on your platform. Yes, when you do that. So now this make your website to look great, hmm, work fast, and perform well with seamless user experience. So making your application look great means that you have a very good UI and UX experience with your system. You were able to write codes that were well optimized, that will make it work fast and perform well. I mean, when you have your code to be well written, and the media responsive and the mobile responsive are out there for all devices, people will be able to visit the website in and out. Just imagine you going to Facebook, and on going to Facebook you now see that, okay, your profile picture is at the bottom and some other things were at the bottom, so you just feel the rare. So these people who write codes are said to be web developer, for who writes code for websites are said to be web developer or devs. So now they use varieties of coding language, different time of coding language. So now how does a website work? How does a website work? So at the basic level, websites are collection of file and code stored in a server, so which are connected to the internet. You can access a website by loading it through a browser. So now for you to be able to load your website, you need a browser. For e.g., we have Chrome browser, which is offered by Google Chrome. We have Microsoft Edge, which is offered by Microsoft Incorporation. We have Firefox, we have Safari, we have Edge, we have Brave, we have Kiwi, and numerous of browser nowadays. So now they are said to be the clients. For example, you need to have your engine, your tire, and when it's assembled together, that is when you have a car. But when engine is separate, okay, you be calling it engine. When you have tire, you be calling it tire. But when they all come together, you be calling them, this is a vehicle, this is a car. Let's consider how this work in action. How this work in action. Let's say your friend send you a link to a funny video. When you click on the link, your browser browser, which is the client, send a request to the video website. On sending a request, that means that, okay, my friend send me a video, funny video, and I want to see it, so bring it. It is the where your friend hosts it. That is where it's going to help you to go and collect the file. So now, asking for the video file, the web server will receive the request and send it to your computer, either by downloading or by streaming. So now, how does the second part of how it works? So the client side and server are refers to the front end and back end. For example, now you go to a typical African party, whereby you're going to see usher or people they call server. So now when you see those people, those are people that will just come, hello good sir, are you feeling comfortable? Yes, or drink, yes, or food. Yes. But we have some people at the backyard or from anywhere they've cooked the food with their wrapper on, and with them cooking with either firewood or gas cooker, and most of the environments in which they are doing it are not usually friendly. When you get to when they are making some kind of food, you'll be amazed that that's the way they make this kind of food. Yes. So now when anyone is making it some type of program, you'll be amazed, oh, but so why you did not know how it works. You'll be amazed that, okay, now is this one now going to work? Is this going to work? So now we have the front end and the back end. The front end are people who focus on the website client, how it appeared to you on your phone, how it appear to you on any device you're using. So now we have the back end. Those are people who work with the website server side development. So they work with the development using some script. Yes, some programming languages associated with scripts like JavaScript and some other good and high level language. So now, when you have the combination of this skill, when you have the combination of front end and back end, that is when you are set to be a full stack development. So understanding the difference between these can help you to know which of the three in which you like your kids to be specialized in. Yes. So now, and now let's cover the difference between front end, back end, and full stack web development. So thank you all for getting up with this class. We really appreciate your time on how we introduce you. So we wish to see you in our next class. Thank you.